This is what's been happening in Russia. We were barely containing that thing by staying home. On May 12th, Vladimir Putin addressed the nation saying, "We are winning this battle with COVID-19. But it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Don't ask me why and don't ask me how. Russia is generally a country of double standards. So if you know people, the restaurant was never close to you. So we're really, really ready for a vacation." Hi everyone, my name is Konstantin and welcome to Letters to King, where living in today's Russia explained by the insider you can trust. Today I'll give you an update on the latest developments of the pandemic in Russia, in Moscow and in the south of Russia in Rostov-on-Don. As usual, my morning tea. This particular tea is called Assam. I don't know what it means, but it comes from Asia somewhere and it's absolutely delicious. I drink it sugar-free, just tea. I'm so used to drinking it this way and I get all the flavors and the taste. It's good. Well, my friends, Russia is losing the battle with COVID-19. Soon it'll be 3 months since we left Moscow for Rostov to stay here in the quarantine in our second home, and that's a long time. You know, we've kind of gotten used to this. Back in March, in April, things were developing really fast. No one knew what was going on. No one knew the enemy we were facing. Complete lack of information and fear and panic everywhere. That's what the situation looked like back a couple months ago. March, April. Then everybody started getting used to it. And now the coronavirus has spread throughout Russia. But people are taking this information much easier than they did a couple months ago. This is what's been happening in Russia. We were in a very strict quarantine up until May 12th. On May 12th, Vladimir Putin addressed the nation saying, "We are winning this battle with COVID-19. My personal opinion, we were not winning, okay? We were barely containing that thing by staying home. But he said, hey, it's time to get back to normal. And we slowly did start going back to normal. All the governors of all Russian provinces took the message literally and started easing up the restrictions. Moscow led the way, of course, and then all the provinces followed. As of June 1st, Moscow lifted all the restrictions, okay? The only restriction left is you have to wear a mask at the stores, at the subway, and that's about it. The provinces followed. Rostov lifted all the restrictions in early June, and at this point, so far, the only businesses that remain closed are large shopping malls. Well, not really. They're open, but some stores in the shopping malls are closed. And all the restaurants are officially closed, but unofficially they're open. Don't ask me why and don't ask me how, but this is Russia. One of my buddies called me last night and said, hey, listen, you want to go out and have a beer? I said, how is that possible? The place is closed. All the restaurants are closed. He said, well, just come down to this place. It's a pretty hip restaurant, and they'll let you in. They're open. I'm like, okay. So last night I go there, and the place seems closed on the outside, and I get inside. They tell me that they only serve takeouts, and I call my friend. He comes down from the second floor. He goes, oh, this guy's with me. We go back on the second floor, and you know what? The place is packed with people. It's just friends of the people who know their way. And, Rostov, although it's 1 million people city. It's a small place, and a lot of people know each other. Like regular crowds at the restaurants. So if you know people, the restaurant was never close to you. Insane. So I had a beer, and to be honest with you, I was too afraid because there were a lot of people in a confined place. I decided not to take my risks and left. But that's sad. That's sad. Russia is generally a country of double standards, and that's a double standard at its best. Us personally, um, thank God that no one has gotten sick. We're all virus free. I know some people personally who's gotten sick, who got sick and recovered. Uh, there was only one death of a person that I know. My classmate mom died quite some time ago. She had complications. Then a person I know that he knows someone who died. And I know a few colleagues of mine got COVID in Moscow. Um, Nothing serious. Basically stayed home and recovered. 2 weeks. The fever goes up and down really violently. Um, just overall feeling is shitty with COVID-19, but that's as far as it went with them. My best friend's wife's parents are sick in Kazakhstan, both parents, but I think they're having a mild case, so they either at the hospital just to be safe, or at home. I don't remember, but their case is not too bad. Other than that, no one. But I know that the numbers in Russia have skyrocketed since the restrictions were lifted. Well, you figure about 9,000 getting infected every day with very strict quarantine. Once quarantine lifted, the official statistics goes down bit by bit every day. For example, 8,900 people, 8,700 people. Right now, about 2 weeks after the quarantine lift, it's down to 7,700 people getting infected every day. But it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You figure, people staying home, people staying inside, they don't interact, and the numbers are, let's say, 9,000 a day. That's the official number. And then all of a sudden, they get out, they go back to work, office spaces, stores, they start like going to parks, and the numbers go down. Doesn't make any sense. And you know what? I don't trust Russian statistics. Funny thing is, if I say that the Russian statistics are wrong, I get prison time, 2 years, because there's a federal law saying that you cannot contest official data, government data in Russia. That's a federal crime. So I'm not saying the statistics, official statistics, are wrong. I'm saying I don't trust them because it doesn't make any sense. So, but like in the government mass media, newspapers, TV channels, everything's fine. We have won the battle with the COVID-19, officially won. And that's all the Russians need to know. Very strange place we live in. Personally, about me and my family, we are mentally worn out and exhausted. Physically, we're okay. I'm doing 100% fine because I changed my diet, I cut on sugars, and physically I feel really, really good, energetic, peppy every day. But mentally, I'm so tired of all this uncertainty and stress and things like that. And my wife is the same way. We want to go on vacation for a couple of weeks. Unfortunately, we cannot fly anywhere out of Russia until this day, including. Uh, we won't be able to fly in the foreseeable future. We would rather go to Turkey. Great, great country to spend a vacation. Sort of like Aruba or Mexico for the Americans. For Russians, it's Turkey. So instead of going to Turkey, we are going to visit one of the Russian resorts, Crimea. That's not too far from here, about 6 hour drive. And the place is absolutely beautiful. It's a gem. I'm going to film a lot in Crimea and show you. That's a disputed territory. I'm not going to the politics and discussing who it belongs to, really. It belongs to Russia, period. There are Russian laws, there are Russian authorities in that country, right, on that territory right now, and that's it for now. So we're really, really ready for a vacation. We're gonna take the kids, of course, and we're gonna drive down there, rent a hotel room, and spend a couple weeks. I hope that we will recover, like I said, mentally. So to summarize, it seems like the Russians have gotten used to living in the condition of the pandemic. I think there's only so much that a person can take, and people are saying enough. Even despite of the dangers and the risks, they're getting back to their normal lives, and we'll see how it turns out. If you like this information, find it interesting and useful, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any further updates. My next update will be on July 1st. It'll be 3 months since we left Moscow and came to Rostov to be in the quarantine here in our second home. Um, well, so far so good, but we'll certainly see how this end of the quarantine influences people. How many more people get infected? Hopefully not too many, but we'll see. And I will certainly keep you updated. Thank you so much for watching, and keep on tuning in so you don't miss anything. I'll see you next time.